Hey guys, how y'all doing? In the last installment, you saw me starting to freak out a little bit as I was getting ready to get my wetsuit on and head down to the swim start. Cool story. I finished! Yay! I got this massive, giant ass piece of bling to go with it. The fiercest race in the friendliest city. Um, it was um, magical and it was awful and it was soul searching, a lot of it. Um, like a lot of things, you sort of go through and you start to pick it apart, especially post race. You sort of start to pick things apart. Um, but I tried to still enjoy the time that I had, and I did. Like the roads were awful. That was not a surprise. That was, yeah, I knew that was out from the practice from the training rides I did. Um, I did get sort of slightly surprised, but again, it's about how you adapt to these things. It's not about you can either let the situation control you, or you can or you control the situation, or rather you control how you react to the situation. So the initial bike course recce that we'd done took us up a certain hill, and that was not where the course actually went. It went off a different way, but it was a case of, well, then that's what happens. So that's what we do. We roll with it. I'm learnt that I'm still have some work to do with my hills and my work on the bike, but still I was reasonably happy with my bike. I definitely did a lot better time on the bike. My swim was awful. I don't really know why it was awful, but it was absolutely awful for me. The practice swims I did showed that I should have PR'd that swim, no problem. But yeah, race day, a whole different story. And funny enough, it was raining for pretty much all of race day, which was interesting as well. It was sort of light drizzle the whole day, and then the rains absolutely pelted down just after the last person came home. Diabetes wise, things were fairly interesting. Coming out of the water, going into T1, sort of going through and checking it there. I was high, definitely higher than I wanted to, which meant that I was high for the first part of the bike, so I had to take a correction dose on that one. So, which was good and bad. I think it set me up for what would happen post race, but it still I was able to control it and keep going, which was fine. T2, but again, same as what happened at Port. So the actual cannula sort of started to come loose. So I stripped it off when I hit to T2, swapped out the cannula. Unfortunately, a good thing that I packed two cannulas in T2 because the first one didn't stick. But fortunately, with help from the medics, just to sort of dry out the area and sort of clean the sweat off, managed to actually sort of get the second one to actually stay there, and that was good. So yeah, back out on the run, sugar level was pretty good, pretty back on track then, which I was happy with. The run, I started out pretty well, but after about 5Ks, it really started to hurt. My hip started really playing up. The issues that I'd had pre-race with my hip really started to come to the fore, which was a bit shit. But funny enough, speaking with the physio here, managed to sort of isolate what it is. This 2 weeks, hopefully, with my physio back home in Australia, I can actually get up with more of a better treatment plan, because I've got big events coming up in the near future. So the run was the run. Definitely not a PB, but not the worst effort I've ever done either. And overall, I still came away with 2 minutes faster than my time in Port, so I will take it. As I said, like the conditions were definitely a bit rough, but still good. And I said, somebody actually asked me, would I say was it, more challenging than one that I've had before? And I said, look, it was challenging. They're all challenging. If this kind of thing wasn't challenging, then to be honest, I and probably most of the people that do it wouldn't actually do it. But it's a different. Each course is a different type of challenge. Is I think what's the important thing to take away with that. So yeah, it was a challenge. It was challenging, and I wouldn't have wanted it any other way, and that's the truth. And I did have a bit of trouble on the run. I must have had some bad dinner the night before because I got very nauseous on the run. Really sort of my hips sort of actually settled down after about 10Ks, and then it became this real sort of nausea sitting in the pit of my stomach. Some people are going to say it's from the gels. It wasn't, because I just brought up my dinner from the night before. I think I'd actually had some bad chicken. I did feel a little queasy after that, so I think it was just that. But it is what it is. But it was one of those moments for me where I went, this is my race, and I wanted to make it mine. And so that meant that throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And I'm, just insanely grateful for the opportunity to be here and racing, because it's just, for once, this was my second 70.3. This was my second half Ironman, and it's the World Championships. I just still cannot believe that. I really can't. And I cannot believe that I am holding this ginormous piece of bling here, and I have a finisher shirt that says that I finished the World Championships of the 70.3s. Like, I just can't believe it. I really can't. So there you go. It was also made really, really more special by the fact that April managed to, not only did she manage to get here to be my Sherpa, she also managed to finagle her way she did some work as a volunteer, and she managed to finagle her way to be there at the finish line and be able to give me my finisher towel, like, as I crossed the finish line. And if there is any pictures of me across the finish line, there will probably be me just bawling my eyes out, because it was a case of, it was a very emotional trip down that red carpet, and then to see have April waiting for me at the end of it was pretty damn awesome. It was just amazing. It really was. It's her legs, who's you've seen just sort of flipping around in the back of the video. So there you go. So that was pretty epic. Unfortunately, though, I did end up with a trip to medical afterwards. I'm really trying to stop making this a habit. I really am. Apparently not as good as I thought I would be for that. As I said, I think it partially came to do with the fact that I was so high going at the start of the bike. So it just meant that I had a borderline case of DKA. So it just meant my kidneys just need a bit of help flushing out some toxins out. So I got to end up getting a cannula and a drip just to flush through, rehydrate, and flush through some things in my system. But it was all fine again by the evening. So and that was it. As I said, the course was just absolutely stunningly beautiful, despite all the wet, despite the rain. It is a stunningly beautiful course. Like, the road surface is a bit rough and a bit gnarly in a lot of places, but and you sort of feel like you're having a few things shaken loose when you're down the arrow riding along. But it's an incredibly beautiful sight, particularly out the far end of the course. Like, you've got these beautiful sweeping sort of sand dunes, and these steep descending cliffs going into the Indian Ocean, and we got to sort of greeted by this pod of dolphins that was sort of playing in the water by the bike course, and there was dolphins actually swimming along with the first couple of waves in the swim waves that were ahead of me, and later on as well. It was just absolutely amazing, and it's just an incredibly beautiful part of the world. And the volunteers look, we pay money to do these races, but at the end of the day, it's the volunteers that are the beating heart of events like this, whether it be a Spartan race, whether it be a local 5K, whether it be an Ironman. It's the volunteers that are the living, breathing, beating heart of these things. And without that, these things don't happen. And it's just so grateful and incredibly grateful for all the effort that they put in for this one. And they're grateful for the medical crew for looking after me afterwards. And just, for putting it on such an amazing event in an amazing place. So there you go. Anyway, but as I said, it's a beautiful place. It's a very well supported event as well. Like, all the locals come out and support it. They love it. And the run was just, there's one sort of steep hill on the run, but otherwise it's fairly flat. Then it's through the town. There's 2 laps down Marine Drive, and it's long, very well supported. And just, you never felt alone, which was good, which was really, really important. So, a lot of memories here. A lot of memories, that's for sure. A lot of excitement. But anyway, so yeah, that's my sort of race recap. As I said, I've got it. I've done it. I still can't believe I've done it. There is another event which I am going to be intending to be doing at the end of this year, but I haven't quite told you guys yet. I am doing it, but I've been keeping a bit of a secret from you guys and from my social media, but it will be coming up soon. So keep an eye out that. I'll make the announcement for that soon. Alright guys, otherwise I'll check out, we're doing a bit of sparring and other shenanigans, catching up with people before everybody flies out, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!